He finally got his shot, and it looked exactly like what it was: a rookie thrown into the deep end with no warm-up. Shedeur Sanders' first regular season snaps for the Cleveland Browns were messy, honest, and painfully revealing. Not because he isn't talented, the arm, the instincts, the moments of spark were there, but because every advantage you want a rookie quarterback to have: first team reps, a tailored game plan, a coaching staff fully invested in his development, was missing when the bell rang. Picture this: Dillon Gabriel exits with a concussion, the Browns need a body under center, and Shedeur, fifth-round pick, hyped pre-draft, largely kept on the periphery all season, trots out onto the field. First drive, a nifty 5-yard connect to Cedric Tillman on his first snap. Brief thrill. Then a sack fumble, an interception, 2 more sacks, wildly inconsistent mechanics, and a final stat line that reads like a rookie baptism by fire. 4 of 16, 47 yards, 1 pick, 2 sacks. The scoreboard: a 23-16 loss to Baltimore, a squandered halftime lead, and a locker room full of questions. So what do those half-game minutes actually tell us? 3 quick truths, and then the harder, quieter one. First, preparedness matters. Sanders didn't get first-team reps. He hadn't been drilled by the starters all week. You can't manufacture the rhythm of an offense in-game if you've been living as a spectator during practice. That lack of prep doesn't erase potential. It just magnifies mistakes. Footwork gets sloppy under pressure, reads slow, decisions harden into hesitation. That's exactly what we watched: a player with feel, but without the muscle memory only reps create. Second, context matters. This wasn't a starter debut with a coaching staff saying, "Here's our plan, kid, own it." This was an emergency insertion in a game the Browns were already limping through. The play calling wasn't designed for him, protections weren't tailored, and the offensive line struggles, 6 sacks allowed in other games, missed assignments, showed up again. Quarterback play is as much about structure around you as it is about what you do with the ball. Take either away, and even college aces look like practice squad projects. Third, the tape is both cruel and clarifying. There were throws that dazzled: a near touchdown to Gage Larvadain, a 25-yard completion to Harold Fannin Jr. Those show timing, arm strength, and the ability to hit tight windows, the raw ingredients NFL teams covet. But the missed reads, the sacks that weren't just bad protection but indecision and pocket management, and the interception that sailed into a defender's hands are equally instructive. Coaches now have film that proves 2 things at once. He's not ready to be handed the keys, but also he's not devoid of upside. Here's the uncomfortable reality for Browns fans and pundits who've been clamoring for Sanders: the team never truly intended to fast-track him. They drafted 2 rookies at quarterback intentionally and planned for a veteran bridge, Joe Flacco, to steady the room while Gabriel developed. When Flacco was traded and Gabriel ascended, the Browns doubled down on one development plan. That meant Sanders' path to starter was already narrow. When he finally arrived on the field by necessity rather than design, the result looked inevitable. Now, the future hinges on a short, high-pressure sequence of events. If Gabriel clears concussion protocol quickly, the status quo returns. Gabriel starts, Sanders goes back to third-string life, and the what could have been debate cools. If Gabriel misses more time, Sanders might get a full week of first-team practice and a scheduled start. That's the scenario everyone who believes in him needs: a fair shot where the coaching staff can pour reps into him and measure true progress, not a 2-quarter emergency audition. So, what would real progress look like? It's not perfect box score metrics. It's pocket presence that improves from play 1 to play 12 of a stretch. It's a throw that used to be off target finding its mark more often than not. It's limiting negative plays, sacks, and turnover-worthy decisions, while increasing high-leverage positives, third down conversions, red zone composure, and plays that extend drives rather than end them. If those things show up in a meaningful sample, the calculus changes fast. Until then, expect the staff to cite readiness and expect fans to keep asking why he wasn't ready sooner. Let's be clear, none of this is a death sentence. Many quarterbacks have ugly, disorienting first games. The NFL is a grind, and learning often arrives publicly and painfully. What matters more than one bad half is what comes after. Will Stefanski and his staff use Sanders' debut as a learning roadmap, both for the player and for how the team develops quarterbacks in the modern era? Or will they double down on the Gabriel plan and let Sanders become a what if? That decision will define Cleveland's offseason conversation just as much as its next two games define the remainder of this one. And for Shedeur himself, he said the thing every rookie says, I know I'm made for it. That confidence is necessary, but it must be married to discipline. The Browns owe him structured reps and honest coaching if they want to find out if his ceiling is real. Fans can be loud and impatient. Coaches need to be precise and patient, or decisive if results demand change. Here's the bottom line. No pithy label, no clickbait promise. What we saw was not the whole player, but it was the whole moment. A raw rookie thrust into chaos, a coaching staff constrained by prior choices, a franchise forced to confront whether it develops quarterbacks with strategy or scraps. That half game didn't answer who Shedeur Sanders will be. It did, however, deliver the next question, loudly. Will Cleveland finally give him the tools to prove he belongs, or will they let circumstance define his story for him? Either way, we've moved past endless hypotheticals. We now have tape, a test, and a timetable. The rest is up to the kid and the team that drafted him. And if you believe in comebacks, both on the field and in careers, keep watching, because football loves a sequel, and the best ones start exactly like this: messy, doubt-filled, and impossible to ignore.